Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 and welcome to episode 65 of my modded survival series. In the last few episodes we were doing some automation with applied energistics, and during that period of time I did not realize that my inventory was getting completely full. It doesn't really look full right now because I've been pumping stuff back through my processing. That's why you can see the sag mill and my alloy smelter going. I basically got too many ores from my ender quarry, and they were eventually just getting pushed directly into my AE system because my buffer chest down here, as it is right now, completely full, not keeping up with it very well. I could add another set over here. I don't think it's really necessary. Might have to long term. I did go out to the deep dark and turn off my ender quarry so that I didn't have to get additional income in here, because the other thing that I had an issue with, I ran out of power. Really bad. Over here it's filled up since, because I went out and unclogged my system. Got all of the yellorium basically processed. My entire base was dead whenever I came back in the server. But fortunately, with the additional ores that I had in there, which does remind me, this is probably a good reason why you would want to keep a spare stack of yellorium in a chest outside of your AE system, because if you come in and you don't have any power, you need something to bootstrap your network, and having that spare chest of yellorium ingots really saved the day. So once I was able to unclog the processing and get some yellorium back up, it was good. But the biggest reason why I had to turn off my ender quarry is mainly because of the power draw. I am not keeping up with my power supply right now. It's really hard to tell. Let me turn off my NEI, but you can see that my power is draining really fast, and this is without my ender quarry going. With the ender quarry, it was just, it was getting rid of my power really quick. The main draw right now is probably my bees. I might actually turn this off for a while, because my bees, it's taking a lot of power. With all of the apiaries that I go on, and if you remember, they all take RF power. So, yeah, and all of these have the production upgrades, so that's going to have 20% energy consumption on a per apiary basis. So lots and lots of power. Yes, it's a little long-winded, but circling back around, I think today what I want to start working on, I want to increase my power production. This big reactor, although it was really nice for a while, we can kick this on and we see that it gets up to about 8,000, 9,000 RF per tick, which is really good, but it's definitely not enough to sustain everything that I need. So I want to start looking at, I have never done it before. Right now that reactor is the actively cooled, I believe, or passively cooled. I don't remember which one it is. Basically I want to get a turbine going, and I was thinking about putting the turbine on the same wall over here. Probably pair it up together, because I need to be able to pump steam out of this reactor into the other turbine. But before we can actually build it, we actually need to create the different components. And if we take a look at, let me turn NEI back on, oh, I can't spell, turbine. These actually have different types of housing. You can't use the reactor housing, and this is going to require some cyanite for that. For the turbine controller, on the other hand, we need plutonium, and I thought there were gonna be a lot more plutonium involved here, but it doesn't really look like it. Uses of plutonium. We could create these ludicrate blocks, and I'll explain that stuff here in a little bit. I'm not really familiar with that. That's industrial craft. Yeah, doesn't look like there's too many uses. But in order to get plutonium, it actually comes from cyanite, which we have plenty of cyanite. And if we get a cyanite reprocessor, we'll be able to get plutonium. So it's basically a 2-to-1 with a little bit of water. Gets us plutonium. And fortunately, we have a huge barrel of cyanite down here. So that is going to be very, very handy moving forward. I even have a, you can't see it on here, but I actually have the void upgrade on that barrel so that we didn't have to worry about back stuffing on the reactor downstairs. So I need a cyanite reprocessor. So do I have enough to make one of these? Oh, almost. So let me go ahead and create a couple of graphite. Probably need a few. So let me go ahead and do that. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Well. Okay. I'm just going to skip that for now. Plutonium. No, it's cyanite. Reprocessor. Yeah, that's what we need. So we need a couple of pistons. So let me go ahead and craft those up. And let's see if we can do this yet. And we can. And we should be good to go. Cool. So this does require some water and power. Let me go ahead and grab some cyanite while I'm here. Probably a good stack. This will give a 32 of the other plutonium. We kind of have power over here already. Don't want to do water all over the place. That just smells bad to me. Maybe just right there. This will work. So let's get some power going to this guy and some water. And that's going to require one of these. And I don't have too many conduits anymore. Conduit. I need the liquid conduits. Do I not have the crafting recipe for that? It does not look like it. Conduit. Let me go ahead and do that. Apparently I don't have any binder on me. There we go. Nice. And this will do... it's fine. Don't need to worry about how fast it is because this isn't going to be transferring too much in regards to fluids at any given time. There we go. Cool. So now we should be able to hook this guy up, get some power going, and there it is. And let's see, what's the best route for this? Looks like right here. And up. Alright, that'll work for me. Let me make sure that it's all connected in. Don't need this connection. I don't know why it tries to connect to AE conduits, but it's not necessary. There we go. Now it's all hooked up. I should be able to grab... I don't have any facades on me. Oh, yeah, I do. What am I talking about? And empty. So, the back... I think this is going to work a lot like thermal expansion devices, even though this is the Big Reactors mod. Thermal expansion devices work a lot like that. But here we go. And if I were to cook this up, it should actually work out for me. Create the plutonium ingot. 2 of these cyanides per plutonium. Nice. Alright. So, turbine. I really don't know how big I want this. Let me go ahead and start out with a controller. Looks like I need 2 of these guys. I'm just going to go ahead and let that run. I probably won't use that much plutonium, but I might as well just do it. Turbine, might as well create some recipes for this stuff. There we go. Oh, pattern. I am always missing some patterns here. I'm probably overloading my system with the amount of crafting that I'm doing, which is fine. As long as it gives me at least one pattern. Cool. Throw that in my molecular assembler. I can't even talk. There we go. And I'm not even worrying about where I'm putting stuff anymore. I've just been throwing it anywhere and everywhere. Oh, I don't have any glass either. Wow. I am really lacking on some of these core items here. Was not really expecting that to happen. There we go. Oh, I did not need to do that. Alright, grab that recipe again. So I want some turbine glass. There we go. And what else do we need? Don't need a pattern for that. Really? That's going to use a different one too. I will need this, which is just cyanide. That one's not too bad. There we go. I probably don't even need the pattern for this one. That one seems kind of silly. I don't need auto crafting of that. I can just grab those. But I will actually wait for that. There we go. And you can go there. Any order is fine. I don't care anymore. Turbine. So I need controller. There we go. And power port. I'll definitely need one of these. Probably start out with something smaller because this will actually waste time crafting. There we go. Power port. Fluid port. I'll definitely need one of those. Piston. Fluid port. I think I need two of those actually. Yeah, let me go ahead and craft two fluid ports. I don't really have a plan of how I'm going to build this reactor. I've been looking online. There's a bunch of different designs out there. I really don't know which design I actually want. So we'll have to just play it by ear, I think. Come on. Taking too long. There we go. Need one of these turbine rotor bearings. Computer port for sure, because I would like to use the existing computer craft program that I have. And I'll probably need some of these, but I probably don't need a recipe for that either. Yeah, that's basically it, I guess. For some reason, I thought there was going to be more use of plutonium. Maybe there's this stuff called ludicrite, which is really good. I might use the bottom recipe because that one using a nether star, I don't really want to do that one. How can I create one of these? Is there any easy way? It doesn't look like it. Okay, that seems kind of pointless. That doesn't make any sense. Whenever you can just do 1-to-1 in a redstone furnace, but then... Oh, wait. For some reason I thought that said 2. Okay, it does make sense. Never mind. Forget me. Alright, so I am going to... Do I even have the recipe for enderium blocks? I have the recipe for enderium ingots, which is just 9 of those together. And, let me go ahead and stop here. I already have some of this stuff. Let me go ahead and create the rest of the turbine housing case, what is that called, housing, as well as the turbine glass as to what I'm going to want, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I think I've changed my mind on some of this stuff. I think I will go with Ludicrite. It really isn't that terrible. If I use this recipe down here, yes, I'll need plutonium and Inderium, but I do have the other recipes for that already. Inderium, I guess I don't have the Inderium blocks, so let me go ahead and craft up a recipe for an Inderium block, and I'll probably need to go ahead and craft up more of this so that I can actually create one of those blocks. And let me go ahead and put that in there somewhere, don't really care. While that's working, I kind of want to come down here. I thought about using the existing reactor, but I'm kind of leaning against it. I think I might come over here and create a brand new reactor and turbine setup. It's still going to feed into the same place, and I believe because the computer craft program up here shows the number of reactors and stuff like that, this computer craft program should be able to handle multiple reactors. So I figure might as well give it a shot. If it doesn't, I can always repeat this same process on this side. But obviously this reactor I want to have a little bit different. This isn't going to be the same kind of reactor because I can't remember what it is. If this is actively cooled, I cannot remember. One of the two. That one is where the coolant is actually in the reactor itself, whereas the one that I'm getting ready to build, sorry that I don't know the terminology for it, but the one that I'm about to build, this is going to be where I have to pump water into it. So that's basically how it's going to be cooled. So yeah. This is going to be a little bit smaller in regards to the dimensions. Well, it's going to be shorter and fatter. So let me go ahead and try this out. And obviously the biggest reason to go with big reactors is the amount of RF it will actually produce. And it doesn't look like I brought any of my reactor casings or anything down here. Reactor casings, I think it's still crafting up. Yeah, it's still crafting up. Alright, so let me go ahead and line this out kind of how I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I cannot remember if this is 7 or not. Let's see. I actually think this is going to be 9. So let me grab a couple more blocks down here and continue building. So the base of it's going to be a 9 by 9, but then upwards it's going to be 3. So you're probably thinking, oh, this is kind of weird. It might be. I might have to experiment with this a little bit. I don't know exactly how this is going to play out because I've never actually done turbines before, so this is all new to me. I know that there's a lot of math involved with getting like some optimal configuration, and I really don't want to spend the time doing all of that math myself. I do however, want to get rid of a lot of stuff in my inventory because, wow, my inventory is really full. And where is my excavator? Oh, it's right there. Did not see it. Alright. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And obviously this isn't going to use the coolant, such as what I had before. That coolant was liquid ender, and I am not going to use that for this particular build. There's probably going to be about 3 blocks, or 3 source blocks of liquid ender, and that's about it. That's as much as I need. But what I need to do is go ahead and line this room out, or I call it a room, but it's actually just the reactor itself. Looks like I'm going to need a few more blocks. Yeah, I do. And I will be back as soon as I have at least the base. I'm going to clear out the top so that I can actually see into it. I think this is a 9x9, but I'll have to just double check, and I'll be right back. Alright, I think I have pretty close to everything that I need. I went ahead and built out this 9x9x3 reactor. I haven't put anything inside of it yet. So let me go ahead and do that now. Should be fairly quick. And for this, I'm not going to use anything but graphite blocks. Which is probably just enough for what I'm wanting to accomplish here. So let me go ahead and put those essentially in between all of these areas. I believe that I crafted enough, and it looks like I did. Alright. And then I brought some liquid ender, but all I need is really 3 buckets worth. So let me go ahead and grab bucket 1. And that guy is going to go right there. I think it flows. I am not sure if this flows or not. And bucket 2, think that one goes right here. And bucket 3, I want right about here. Kind of distribute it across. I'm thinking that those are supposed to actually be flowing. I'm not sure why it's not flowing. Maybe it needs a block update. Why you no flow? If I put you there... Oh wait, it was flowing. It's just because I don't have the wall on this side. For now, I'm just going to put some reactor glass. That way it actually starts flowing the way I was hoping it would. There we go. Nice. And this one... Why aren't you flowing? Am I missing a block back there too? No, it doesn't look like it. You're just going to be derpy. There you go. Alright. And that looks about right. Nice. Alright, so I'm obviously running low on time, but I want to go ahead and finish this particular build. So in order to do that, I will need at least some way to pipe water into this reactor. And I am going to do that from... maybe not there. Maybe from the other side. That way I have at least better access to it. So maybe right here. And of course, there's gonna be dirt. Alright. And you, haha. That should be good enough. So let me do that. And I'm just gonna do the normal infinite water supply with the extra utility stuff here. Oh, my inventory is so full. So let me go ahead and grab bucket number 1, place this down. There you go. And run up and grab bucket number 2. Bam. Alright, so this, I should be able to put that there, grab a transfer node, and I actually need the liquid one. I thought I had some in my system. Here we go. I just need 1. And you go there. I need to empty my inventory at some point. Nice. Get rid of that. Alright, so now, get rid of you. Right there. That's good. So I do need some pipes, and I think I have some. Yeah, I do. There we go. Alright, so world interaction upgrade. I think I only need the 1, right? Yep. Cool. And that's probably good enough for now. I think I do need some speed upgrades. So let me craft a good 10 or so of those. That should be sufficient. Alright, 12. Sure. Why not? We'll have to see how much we actually need on that. I think I'm pretty close to being done. I will have to put reactor here. You can see that I went ahead and started laying out the turbine part. If I come out here, you can see that I did a 7x7x14. We'll get to that here in a second, but I think I should be able to at least put my access port or my coolant port there. And I have 5 of these. For now, I'm just going to place the blocks here just to make sure it forms, and it looks like it does, which is good. That is exactly what I was looking for, and you can see that I have water in there. Nice. Oh, and obviously that this is a little bit different now that we have the coolant ports attached. Because of the addition of the coolant port there, the user interface changes. Alright, sorry about that. Rule of thumb, do not right-click with Tinker's tools. That was kind of weird. So this is going to take a little bit to come back in, but you can see that the user interface is quite a bit different. Let me remove NEI. We basically have to supply it with water. We're going to have steam as the output. I should be able to turn this on. I went ahead and ran item conduit all the way over. That way it just tied into this exact same system. So I do have the same cyanite and yellorium that I want on this side. So let me go ahead and throw in this, and you can see that I do not have any yellorium in there right now, but as soon as I do that, it should be filling up. Yeah, there it is. Since it's only 1 block high and 9 of these control rods or yellorium fuel rods, it really doesn't take much to fill this guy up. So there we go. We have a full stack. I should be able to come out here, and if I were to activate this, you can see that it does produce steam really quickly, but I am going to deactivate that because my heat went up considerably. Yeah, so we will take care of that in the upcoming episode. Unfortunately, I did hit that wrapping up point. I did lay out the turbine housing. I still need to create a few more of those casings. If we come upstairs, we'll be able to see that I went ahead and created a recipe for ludicrite. Oh, I did not create a recipe for that. I thought I created a recipe for that. That's right. I was waiting for the inderium ingots or blocks. So let me go ahead and slap that guy in there. And essentially, I am going to use ludicrite as the reactor. I don't even know what it's called. It's to put around the rods so that it can actually produce RF, and because ludicrite actually produces a little bit more friction than inderium, it's able to produce more RF. In the long run, I should be able to produce quite a bit of RF in this build, but we'll have to wait until next time. So I hope that you enjoyed the episode. I know that we kind of repeated a reactor build that we did before, but this is in preparation to creating the turbine over here. In the next episode, we're going to go ahead and attack this turbine and go ahead and see if we can start producing power from it. Unfortunately, I think it might produce more power than these conduits over here, which is 20,000 RF. It might be able to produce more than that, but we'll have to see. But until next time, I hope that you enjoyed the episode. Go ahead and rate and comment below. But for now, this is goodbye.